The NBA playoffs continue. It's Game 3 of the Eastern semifinals with the Heat visiting the Pacers. And for the first time in 7 years, the second round is back home again. In Indiana, the Pacer fans turned on by the turnaround of this franchise and a series all even with one of the big boys in the East. One of these 8 teams will win the NBA title. Oklahoma City and Boston, 2 wins from the conference final. The winner tonight will be there as well. San Antonio tries to get there in Game 2 of our doubleheader. Minutes ago, Dexter Pittman scheduled to start from Miami tonight. I just asked him, when did you find out? He said, oh, right before he came out. So here we go, Game 3. The Heat and the Pacers next from Indianapolis. First to the studio, and Michael Robach.
If you make it a good fast break game for the Heat.
Yeah, I mean, Hubie talked about it, the 6 for 33. Hubie's always right, isn't he?
And he's so smooth with it.
But, yeah, it's those Chalmers, Battier, Miller, Haslam. Somebody's got to do something for this team to get over the hump. 5 points was the 3rd leading scorer last game. That can't happen. Look, we're going to get a heavy dose of LeBron James and Dwayne Wade. We expect that, obviously.
Not enough.
But who's going to be that guy? Look, I don't think it's going to be Dexter Pittman. He's there, like you said, to bang against Hibbert. Who's going to be that guy that steps up? It's got to be somebody from the three-point line. 1 of 22 from the three-point line are the Miami Heat in the first 2 games.
You know what? They need more from Dwayne Wade, too. 36% is what he's shooting in this series. Now, he's going to get a ton of shots, 20-plus. He has to be more efficient. And also, he's complaining a lot and not even getting back on defense. So a lot of times, the other guys are scrambling, and they're in 4-on-5 defensively. So Dwayne has to, he called the Pacers out and said, look, they're celebrating. They want to be like Dallas after Game 2. I'm looking for Dwayne to come out and have a big game.
I want to see guys 0-3 all-time on the road against the Pacers. Will LeBron get a win and steal back home court advantage in this series? Opening tip coming up next on ESPN.
Being loud here in Bankers Life Fieldhouse in downtown Indianapolis. Set for Game 3 of the Eastern semifinals, the Miami Heat and the Indiana Pacers. Well, Indiana will see a different Miami starting lineup here tonight. And a bit of a surprise, Eric Spoelstra not tipping his hand until right before tip. Chalmers, Wade, and James. But Shane Battier will start just the 11th time this year. And Dexter Pittman, the second-year forward, will start for just the 7th time this season. Meantime for Indiana, no change with George Hill, Paul George, Granger, who Hubie told you has to get going, David West, and Roy Hibbert, and Heather has more on the Pacers starting.
Paul Pierce spent the entire series chasing LeBron and didn't put up big offensive numbers, and the Celtics won the series. He hopes the Pacers can follow suit, Mike.
Frank Vogel's familiarity comes with his time as an assistant in Boston, so all the participants get ready. All right, Hubie, why do you think the change with Battier and Pittman? 4 years of college at the University of Texas, mostly in the D-League his first year, and a significant part of the rotation only the last week of the season, really, for Miami. Why the change?
Well, first of all, Battier will play West. That becomes difficult for West because Battier is out on the perimeter. Now, West is averaging 11 rebounds a game in this series, so that will put a lot of pressure on their rotations because West will not be in the painted area. Now, as far as Pittman, I think in Game 1, 13 points and 10 rebounds from Anthony and Turia. In Game 2, only 3 points and 8 rebounds. I think he's just trying to get a quick solution and hope that Pittman can help them offensively.
All right, we'll watch. Here's the story. Series 1-1. Home team wins Game 3. 71% of the time they win the series. Lose Game 3, and they don't win very often. LeBron moved to the center circle to take the jump with Hibbert and wins it.
George Hill and up the floor. Now down here, LeBron is going to take it. He or Wade, once they get it foul line down, they're going all the way. And they're keeping Indiana out of their set group. Right here, there's LeBron with the floater. He's not getting down inside. Now watch the key pass. Drop it off. Set up Anthony. He's working hard.
Good shooting start. Indy finished 4 of 17 from the field. After one, in Game 3 with the series all even at 1, it's the Heat by 9.
Rebound by the Miami Heat. And you're going to say, well, how come? Well, Turieff, we all know, is good on the offensive glass. He's one of those kind of players. We have Anthony.
That doesn't work.
Now, they get the ball up the floor quickly here, and they form all the lanes. LeBron is definitely going to get it up to you if you're open. Ronnie West. And look where Hibbert is. You've got to come out. You've got to challenge that shot even a little bit further. Chalmers, that is his 4th field goal in the paint. Too hard. George didn't have a chance. Just watch as he switches over with the left hand.
Woo! He's 17 in the first, and they reversed it in the second quarter. We're all even at 43. Toyota Halftime Show with JB, Chris Broussard, Michael Wilbon, the Hall of Famer Irvin Magic Johnson. Coming up for you after this break. The series is tied at 1. The game is tied at 43. Pivotal Game 3 in the best of 7 Eastern Conference semis here in Indianapolis. Send you to LA after the break. Miami. The Pacers outscore the Heat by 14 in the third quarter, and it's Indiana at home, up 14. Off we go to the fourth quarter. Game 3 of the Eastern semis, and some hot water for the Heat. Into the lead here in the fourth quarter. Mario Chalmers, in a game where somebody had to step up, has 23 points. Game 3, impressively and emphatically to the Pacers. 94-75. George Hill had 20. Roy Hibbert had 19, 18 boards and 5 blocks. And now Indiana's in the position of 2 games to 1 in this best of 7. And everything that happens with Miami happens under a very hot and very large microscope. And it's going to be full power for the next couple of days until we see it for Game 4 on ABC on Sunday afternoon. With Hall of Famer Hubie Brown, Heather Cox, Mike Tirico. So long from Indianapolis as we continue with the 2012 NBA playoffs here on ESPN.
Where we're going to take a look at what fans are talking about in the Toyota NBA Sports Nation.
Well, of course, it's got to be the Heat, Wilbon. Under a minute to play. How about LeBron taking it to the hole with a left-handed jam? Here, it's Dwayne Wade. It's a short jumper, but Ronnie Turioff gets the board. He gets it back to Wade for the 3. Misses it again. Wade with some words with Eric Spoelstra on the sidelines. Wade goes 2 of 13, 5 points in the game. Late fourth quarter, George Hill knocks down the 3. They win by 19. Hill has 20 points, 5 dimes. Here's Eric Spoelstra after the game.
That happens. You know, anybody that's been part of a team or has been a coach, been a player, you have no idea how often things like that happen. That was during a very emotional part of the game. We were getting our butt kicked. Those exchanges, you know, happen all the time during the course of an NBA season.
I saw Dwayne Wade sit at the end of the bench and wasn't in the team huddles and wasn't a part of it. I'm concerned about that. I'm concerned about the Miami Heat standing around and being out-hustled. The Indiana Pacers out-rebounded them by 16. They shot 8 for 14 from the three-point line. And then they had 20 assists to 9 for the Heat.